Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of now Teslafy full self-driving beta video. So if you haven't been watching my last couple of videos, I had to have some service done and my computer replaced. So during that time, for about a week and a half now, I did not have FSD at all. I was ruled on a regular public track for software, and so unfortunately I just didn't have access to beta to do any driving or any of that sort of thing. So some unique situation time. We're gonna re-enable FSD. We're going to it's snowed here. I actually tried to do a snow first driving impressions. I thought I got that video, but my learning curve with GoPro and it didn't quite work out. So we've got some kind of hardened snow and some ice on the ground now. So we're gonna go for my loop at night in the winter with snow on the ground. It should be interesting, but let's go ahead and head into autopilot. And I haven't looked at this yet, so I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. I am on the 10.6.1 FSD, so we're going to go ahead and enable full self-driving. Yes, by enabling, I consent to Tesla's collection of VIN-associated image data. And let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and I had said this before, assertive is the way we want to go, but I think that is it. The other interesting thing, and I guess we just found out how if you want to get rid of a strike on your autopilot or your FSD profile, you just get a new computer installed. So I used to have a strike for my FSD because my first engagement, if you go watch that video, you can see that up here, you can see when I make a free right turn, it freaks out. I'm looking left, the cabin thinks I'm not paying attention, and my complaint from the other video, my last night drive video, is that it wants to nag me to touch the steering wheel during a turn. So that's irritating. That video is up here. And anyway, so enough about that. Previous experiences. We've got our loop set up. I'm gonna go ahead and roll through this first because the beginning of our trip starts up here, my beginning of my loop. So I'll roll through this four-way stop here myself. We'll let it reroute, re-navigate. This is gonna be interesting. It is a little bit slippery out tonight. Yeah, so a little bit of a slip start there at that stop sign. That's going to be interesting to see. I don't know if there's any sort of behavior built in to deal with snowy conditions and that sort of thing. We'll see. All right, so we've got our route enabled. I've got FSD. So as a reminder, oh yeah, let's also see how it handles snowbanks. Whoa, we are definitely going a little bit faster than I think I would like to. Some sliding there at the stop. And fast turn there, you know, so that kind of makes me nervous, if I'm going to be honest. Again, it's a little bit slick out. And I might end up changing the turning behavior to be not in the aggressive. Why is it 35? I don't believe it's 35 on this road. So I'm having it slow way down. Okay, into this turn lane, that's appropriate. And man, it should really... I'm not kidding, I'm pretty dang nervous. There's some definite ice on the street. Why is it 35? Okay, some creeping, that's fine. It hasn't moved into that left lane, which is good. So unprotected left here. We should be able to go after this truck. Is it gonna do it? It should go. I'm okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give it the juice. And boy, yeah, okay. So it got in the appropriate lane and then immediately is moving over. Okay. So that's fine. I had to give it a bit of acceleration in order to make it go. And I'm gonna lower the speed because it's just making me a little bit nervous with how cold it is. And okay, some other interesting behavior there. I think I've got like some snowbanks and stuff here that may throw it off. Again, another thing, this is interesting. That's all I'm gonna say right now. So before we get up here to the next four-way stop, just a quick background. So what was happening with my car that I needed my computer replaced is my cameras were not turning on occasion. It happened on 2 separate occasions where after it slept overnight and was plugged in, next morning got up and no cameras. I tried all the tricks, scroll wheels, open and close rear hatch. I took out I read somewhere that maybe taking out the and erasing the Sentry USB stick might help. That didn't help. So I tried, I tried everything. And after about a couple days, it came back, and that looked good. After a couple days, it came back. I hear some cops. Oh, that would be an ambulance. Okay, good. This is actually another tricky part of my drive. It does like to get in that right lane there to make left turns, but it's empty, and this is the appropriate lane. This is the one we need to be in. So far, no disengagements, which is really good. And I'll resume my story here after the next challenge. The yield sign up here as we make a right onto the bridge. And we're yielding to this roundabout traffic that's going to be entering the bridge. So, got the yield. It's good, okay. We should go. Okay, I'm gonna tap the accelerator again because this isn't a spot where we want to hang out really. So I'm gonna record that anyway because it's just an odd spot. Okay, so yeah, my cameras weren't coming back on, and after several days, eventually they came back, and I reported to Tesla and made a service appointment. And, it ended up having to cancel it or something. I can't remember. But I ended up making a second appointment because it happened again for more than a couple of days. And when your cameras aren't working, you've got, no backup camera, which is, pretty crucial for driving. Especially in this car, the rear visibility is pretty terrible. So no backup camera, obviously no autopilot, no, not even cruise control. So it's a pretty crippled system. No navigation. That was the weird thing, is that's tied to the navigation as well. So I couldn't even use navigation. And then things like that are also location based, like folding of the mirrors, my home link for opening my garage, none of that worked. So it's really interesting how the camera's gone out. There might have been more to it than just the cameras, but so anyway, they replaced my whole computer so far. That's been good, except I lost full self-driving, which was, one of those things where I wasn't sure how much I'd miss it. And autopilot is just so far behind right now. It's when I was even just driving the last couple of days on autopilot around town, the phantom braking is terrible. The general lane keeping is wonky, especially when you get something like another lane that is merging into yours. It wants to get in the middle of that weird wide part of the lane if you're in the right. Anyway, so it's just not a it definitely reminded me how underwhelmed I was when I originally tried autopilot for the first time. It was really frustrating. But FSD, even in its beta form right now, is so much better. So I actually had tweeted out and never got a response, and clearly wasn't going to get one, but was wanting to know from Elon or anybody you might know, You know, when is the folks that are just on autopilot going to get the benefits that I have with FSDs, everybody else does? It's the phantom braking is so much less. The visual detection of everything, lane keeping, everything is just so much better. Obviously, it has its issues, but it's also doing a lot more than autopilot is promising to do. Anyway, autopilot just feels super crippled compared to FSD beta, even in its current form right now. So I was missing it pretty terribly, and then I was worried about having to be beholden to the safety score, which that's a whole other rant I could make. So it was good boy. I kept my 100 score the entire 5 or 6 days or whatever that I had to wait. Maybe it was closer to 10 now. I'm not sure, but all right. So we're almost at the first point of our loop, and we got a free right turn here. Our green light came in a little bit hot. Okay, deciding on the lane. Yep, that was a little bit hot, and again, maybe if the weather was different, I would have taken. Okay, so here's the big challenge on this drive. One of them, it should be in the other lane. Holy crap, we are going fast. It is 25, and so is it going to make a left turn? It looks like it wants to. So this is a right turn only, and nope, going to disengage. So that's unfortunate. Although I expected as much. There we go. Expected as much. It needs to get over into that left-hand lane, and it's just for whatever reason wants to stay in that right turn only lane. So not great, but to be expected. Okay, so let's go to our second nav point here on our return loop. So same behavior on 10.6.1, and I might actually at this next light, I think I'm going to change it from the assertive profile, because right now with the weather conditions as they are, I just really not comfortable. Lots of people trying to maybe back out here. Good. All right, that guy saw me. I was a little bit nervous about that. Very much rolled that stop sign. that was a little more than a California roll. And I'm not talking about the sushi. All right, so another right turn here. Yep. Again, no, the only disengagement so far is that left turn lane, or that right turn that wants to make. And we'll let it, I'm gonna, I guess, leave it in the assertive mode for this next unprotected left. Although nighttime, it should go. Yeah, it shouldn't have any problems. I'm not giving it any acceleration, and it did it. I mean, that was easy. That's like the ideal scenario for it. So, all right. Successful unprotected left. Good job, Beta. We need to get into the right lane here. Good. Very nice merge. A little phantom braking there, hesitancy before merging onto the bridge. Not terrible, but not great. Okay, so it does want to lane change. Good. There was a car in that third lane, but he didn't have a signal on and wasn't making any indication he was moving, so okay, so here's the next challenge. It should take this right exit. We're in the proper lane, and we need to be on the outermost lane here for this exit. And is it going to do it? Dotted line. Nope, it missed it. It 100% missed. Which, it hadn't done that before, actually. But, yeah, that's not where we wanted to go. So I'm not going to let it reroute and do its thing. Yeah, a bit of a phantom brake there. We need to report that. No reason to stop. Okay, we need to keep going. Yeah, so it was in the right lane. It just decided to stay on the outermost and take that exit rather than actually going through the bridge exit, the off-ramp there, or the cloverleaf, if you will, which it hasn't done this correction before. So this is new. Whoa, that's okay. Not sure what, if maybe you saw something I missed. But I'm not sure why it made that jerk over to the left. So not the end of the world that it missed that turn, but it has not done this before. So the other time it failed pretty miserably. It didn't even take the exit. It just was like, nope, and just went right by. And you end up coming out on the other side of this light over here. But this time it just decided to do a different route. Oh, interesting. And some funny behavior on the left turn there. Maybe it wasn't quite sure where the lane was. Okay, and moving over to this. Good. This will take us into the roundabout, which is actually fine. We'll see how it does on this roundabout. It should be a pretty easy roundabout. Nope, nope, do not want to take that. Nope, so there's a disengagement. Some wonkiness there, alright. So let's see if it will do the roundabout. And it should totally go, it's clear. So I gave it some acceleration. And okay. So another disengagement there. It needed to go through this roundabout to go where we were going to go, and decided it was going to not do that. So I went ahead and forced it. And this is correct. Okay. Very nice right turn. It's nice and smooth. It had been jerky at some points with that one. Okay, so we're good to go. Awesome. All right. So that's just about the end of my loop. Definitely some interesting things. It was actually a really great drive, obviously, right until we got to that right turn lane, actually, down to the market. So I have not gotten it to get to the market yet, which is where we want to go. That's the end goal. But 10.6.1 is a no-go to the market. Not getting any Mike's Meats treats tonight. And that's fine. That's what I'm going to do. The time that it actually makes it to the market without getting that right-hand lane, I will purchase some jerky and other meat goods from Mike's Meats there at the market. That'll be a really good celebration treat for FSD to make that. But no dice at this time. Good unprotected lefts. I just had that one. I had to hit the accelerator at the beginning. Then the other one that was on the loop was not a problem at all. Did it under, great circumstances, ideal circumstances. It's got the steering wheel going to the right there, which is kind of awkward, but good enough. Okay. But yeah, and a little bit fast, so clearly there isn't any sort of behavior built into beta for driving conditions. And I would have been super surprised if that was the case that there was something built in for that. But it's going too fast on some of these roads, and a little aggressive through those turns in these conditions. If it was dry, man, I'd be all over it. This is how I drive. It'd be perfect. So anyway, I think that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much to all of my subscribers. Again, I just passed 100 subscribers. That's so awesome. I'm so glad that we've got at least 100 wonderful people that like my content enough to subscribe. Thank you all for comments and stuff as well. I love to answer those questions and comments as well. So thanks again, and again, feel free to give me a thumbs up on this video. Let me know what your thoughts. What conditions are you looking forward to FSD being able to handle? Do you think it was being too aggressive tonight, or was it appropriate? So let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.